Hello, hello, and welcome to episode 5 of Lofo's Lounge. And happy Hump Day. There's a reason why this episode is called Hump Day. It's because it is Hump Day. And we're going to be talking about humping. And yes, I mean, we're going to be talking about sex. So, why sex? Why not sex? It is Hump Day. Sex is amazing. Let's talk about sex. So I got on TikTok Live, and what I did was I asked my followers, what should I talk about with sex? So I have a list of questions, as you can see here, that my followers want me to answer. So that's all this episode is going to be. We're going to be talking about sex, answering these questions, and then we're probably going to have to go into a two-part series, maybe three, because there's already a bunch of questions on here, and I already know it's going to take longer than 15 minutes to try to answer all these. So let's get straight into it. What is the most public place that I have had sex? Well, I have had sex in several public places. So I find it like more entertaining to have sex in public. I don't know. I'm one of those people that get like an adrenaline rush from it. Some people like to jump off mountains. Some people like to swim down below the sea. Some people like to fight with animals. I like to have sex in public. That's like one of my kinks. That's like one of my things. Like it gets the blood rushing to both heads. You know, that was a joke. That was a knee slapper. That was a dad joke. But it gets the blood rushing. It gets things intense. It gets hot and heavy quick, and it doesn't need to last long for it to be good. You know, you kind of get in there, you do your thing, you get wild. So, a couple of the places that I've probably done it in public, I have done it in a dressing room. I'm not going to tell you which store because I'm not going to tell you which store. I have done it in a public park. I have done it at a water park. Let's not judge me for that one. But I've done it in many public places. Like I said, it's one of the things that I like to do. Me and my companion must have that in common if we want to take things to that next level. You know, it's fun, it's intriguing, it's super awesome. So, the next question, these are going to be all jumbled up. I didn't order them in any type of fashion, so they're just questions that I wrote down that they kind of asked me at the time. So, the next question, somebody asked, first time after a breakup, or like how long did you wait until after a breakup? So, this one is kind of heavy hitting because I've had two relationships in my life. One lasted 2 years, one lasted 5 years. So after the 2 year one, it was, I would probably say about 6, 7 months. After this 5 year one, we broke up twice. The first time, I did not have sex with anybody else, and we ended up getting back together. This most past breakup, it probably took me, I would say, only 2 months. I would say 2 months. And even then, I still had that like feeling of like, ugh, I feel like I'm cheating almost. You know, I don't know if you guys have that like internal thing that's talking to you. It's like, yo, am I really cheating right now? We're broken up. Should I feel this way? But it felt like I was cheating on somebody, even though I was single. I still felt bad. So that first little interaction, that sex after the breakup was terrible on my end, 100% my end, because I could not perform well. It was like, oh man, I still love this person. Why am I doing this? But you do have to have that next step to kind of get over them, in my opinion at least. Some people are different. Some people like the emotional. The sex kind of got me past it because I could get emotional like that. I am a lover boy. That is how I do it. Now, once I start having sex with somebody, boom, it's next level. We are game changing. um, so, a next question, somebody asked a celebrity and what celebrity that I would sleep with. This is kind of a funny little twist, followed up by that, like, the feelings one. Yeah, we're not getting into feelings. Let's not talk about that. Celebrity. Who is my celebrity? Wow, that is a tough question. Right now, at this moment, I would probably have to go. It'd have to be like a Megan Fox. I know that's so basic, but she's still super hot. She is so freaking hot. Like I don't even know how old she is. Like she's definitely got to be probably like 30 something, but still bangable. I would do her in a heartbeat. So I'm going to go with her. So then we get into kinks. You already know one of my kinks is the public. I love doing it in the public. But when we talk about kinks, I don't like the kink shame. I am willing to try almost everything. Almost everything. If somebody's got a kink that they want to try and they're like, yo, I want to do this, this, and this, I'm going to be like, okay, let's do it. Because what turns somebody on, I'm a pleaser. I like to please people. I'm not going to be happy if you're not pleased. Some people like to just get their rocks off or their twat off. That's the best way I can say that right now. Like I said, some people like to do selfish things. I am not that person. I like to be the pleaser. So any kink that you guys, well, I'm not gonna say you guys. I'm not gonna sleep with everybody. But the person that I'm going to get intimate with, I am definitely going to try it. Um, Besides butt stuff, there's nothing going in my butthole. Other than that, I'm almost fair game. You know, you want to blindfold me, you want to choke me, you want to smack me around, you want to dress up, game. Any of that stuff. But personally, I do like the bondage stuff. The swings, the, all that crazy stuff. Smack me in the face, tie me up, blindfold me, pour some hot candle wax on me. Let's get wild. But that's not like a first date type of thing. You definitely gotta like ease into that. Now I know there's people out in this world that first date or first hookup like jump into that stuff, and I'm like, yo, how do you like initiate that? How do you just walk up to a random person and be like, yo, can I put on a Batman hat and mask and shove a 6-inch dildo up your butthole? Like, is that is that normal in certain areas or certain bars? Like, how do you get into that topic of conversation so quickly? But yeah, that's kinks. Definitely got a few myself. I'll have to. I feel like I could do a whole episode on certain kinks. I'd have to write that one out. This, like I said, everything's unscripted, so I would. Oh, don't text me while I'm recording. But yeah, you definitely have to initiate that, and it's weird to me. But next topic, next question. So this was a really good question. Somebody asked me, "Did you experience a change in your sex drive after your weight loss?" And my goodness, the answer is yes, 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 1,000% yes. I used to, like I said, I don't know if most of you people in here that listen to this are on my TikTok or have seen my Instagram. I'm assuming yes, because yeah. But I lost 55, 60 pounds, and it was over like a year and a half span, maybe more, 2 years max. But I was already a little high sex drive. It would have been like when I was in my relationship when I was heavy, it was probably like 3, 4 times a week. That was like good sex. Obviously you throw in a quickie or something there. But after I lost the weight, oh God, the stamina was up there. I was like, yo, I would get done and be like, yo, let's go again and again and again. And the next day I'm like, again and again and again. Like, you'd have to like pry me off. Okay, that sounds kind of bad. Let's not say it like that. But you get the point. The sex drive, if you're a heavy set person, your sex drive is going to intensely grow. Like, and I'm not saying big people can't have a high sex drive because I feel like that can get twisted very quickly. Big people can have a sex drive, a big sex drive, but you just feel better. Like, you feel healthier. Your little Johnny down there, he feels healthier. I'm not sure. I can't speak on women losing weight and their sex drive, but for men at least, yo, your Johnny is going to be way more active. He's going to be ready to go. He's going to be ready to perform over and over again. So, but yeah, the answer is yes. You do have to lose weight. Well, you don't have to lose weight, but you do experience a higher sex drive when you lose weight. So the next question somebody asked me is the worst experience. I'm never going to say any names, But the worst experience, and it was a quick one, and not that either of us finished because I don't think either of us did, but I got two worst experiences. One was there was a friend of mine who we had a few drinks. We went back to the place. We did not plan this. We did not plan it at all. But things just happened, and it was almost like I don't know if you guys have ever had a best friend that you were like, I don't know if I'm like attracted to you, but like, we like started just hooking up, making out, and once it went in, it was just like, we should not do this. So not saying like the sex was like would have been terrible, but it was just like the feelings part of it made it bad. It was just like, this is kind of like not good. I feel like we shouldn't do this. So that was one. The second one, which is probably my absolute worst experience, which was 100% my fault, 1,000% my fault. I was with this girl who was, I guess the best way to describe this was bigger than my eyes could handle. And like I tried to pick her up and go at it, and my knees did not agree with the weight situation. I did not like oil them up. I was not able to oil them up, and my knees gave out on me during mid pump, and I fell. She fell on top of me, and from that point on, we had never spoke again. And if you are listening to this, I apologize. I still apologize to this day. That was a bad time. My knees are stronger now. My knees are strong. I'm stronger now. I can make it up. But yeah, that's probably the worst time, and it was 1,000% my fault. I give no blame to her at all. But fellas, if you're gonna try to pick a woman up and you're going to do that, hit the gym. Make sure your knee. Put some biofreeze on your knees. You gotta lube that thing up and get it going before you just try to show off. Because don't embarrass yourself. So let's skip down. Um, so somebody asked, did you get hit on heavier, lighter, and like what did you deal with that? Like how was like the sex and stuff? And it's kind of the same as earlier, but a lot of women are liars when they say they like the dad bod. And women, you are, because there is a very minuscule like handful of women that were like actively pursuing me like, yo, let me get some of that. And granted, I think I'm funny, so that helps a little bit. And I'm nice, kind-hearted, but did not have the a plethora of women that were like attracted to me. Like obviously, like my Instagram pictures and all that stuff were not getting the likes, and was not getting like the shots shot at me. Like, yo, let me hop on and do my thing. No, it wasn't like that at all. But as soon as I lost the weight, oh, I'm not saying that there's like a plethora of women, but there is more of a choice. And that sounds bad, but we're honest in this podcast. There are a lot more people that are in my messages. I downloaded Hinge, and I had a lot more likes on my pictures. Um, I had Bumble for a little bit, and I had a shirtless picture on there, and that was the main one that was getting the likes and like straight to the point questions like, "Yo, you trying to link up?" And I'm like, "Okay, so these women are liar. Dad bods are not in style." So fellas, if these ladies are telling you that they like the dad bod, it's because they're trying to trap you. They're trying to keep you all to themselves, not let these other women hit on you. And women, stop lying to men. So somebody asked best and worst. I kind of went over my worst, but the best. I would say the best time of my life. And this is a tricky one because if I were to say a certain time, then the people that I've done it with are going to know who, or that person is going to know who. And the other people are going to be like, yo, that wasn't with me. So, oh well, we're gonna get to it. The best time I have ever had was a spring break trip And I told you guys I'm a lover boy. So I had met this girl on the first night. We had planned a date for the second night. Well, old girl did not show up to the date. She did not show up at all. She ghosted me, and like I don't know what happened. But so I went to this bar. I was by myself. I left the boys, which is a bad thing to do. Don't ever leave your boys. Second night, show up to this bar, and I'm just waiting there. I'm waiting like, oh gosh, this is not happening. I'm not here by myself. And I look across the bar, beautiful, absolute smoke show, dime, is sitting across the bar. She's also alone. She's sitting on her phone, she's over there texting, and it looks like she is in the same situation. So, granted, okay, why not shoot my shot? So I go over there, I'm like, hey, I see you on your phone, I see you doing all this. And I know I'm like exaggerating the story, making it like I should just get straight to details, but no, you gotta get it to where it's like I'm an emotional person. You gotta have that attachment to make the sex great. But so I say, hey, like you look like you're in the same situation. Did you get ghosted? She's like, yeah, this guy, like blah blah blah. And she was a local. So I told her, I was like, look, I'm from out of town. I just got ghosted. Why don't we have a few drinks, see where the night takes us? Okay. So we go to this nice beach bar. We start hitting it off. Drinks are going down. We go to the beach. Start, a little foreplay action. Back to the crib, and it was like a romantic, like passionate, like intense. All the crazy things that you can imagine are like happening. Like everything that you want out of sex to happen, like all your kinks, all your like the perfect kissing, um, all this stuff. It is happening with this me and her that both got stood up. So shout out to the people that stood us up because you all set up the best sex ever. And also F you to her because she ghosted me too after. But it's okay. It's okay. It happens. It happens. So I'm running at like 17 minutes already. I think I will get into one more question. Okay, let's do this. So hookups and catching feelings after a hookup, or like a quick talking to, and like, do you catch feelings after hooking up? That's the best way I kind of put this question in. So we're probably gonna have to do a part two for sure. But the best thing I can say is I am a lover boy. So hookups aren't really a thing for me. I mean, they are. I've done them, but it is so hard to not catch feelings. I'm one of those people that like as soon as we do it, I'm like, oh, I think I might catch some feelings already. Because I'm not the type of guy that's like, all right, I'm gonna go home. I'm the type of guy that's like, yo, should we get some food? Should we cuddle? Should we do it again? Like those are my three options. I don't want to leave. I don't want you to leave. Let's throw on a movie. Let's get under the blankets. Let's get cozy. Like I don't know how people like are heartless and could just like straight up go home or like kick somebody out. Like I don't know how people like kick somebody out. That's so rude. And I'm not a rude person. So to anybody hearing this, if we're ever gonna have sex, you're either eating with me, you're watching a movie with me, or those are basically the only two. Or cuddling. Cuddling's the third. But yeah, that is I think I'm gonna wrap it up with that. So thank you guys for tuning in to episode 5. Happy Hump Day. And I'm going to post a couple things on here that do we want to hear a part 2 of this? Do we want to move on from it? So feel free to listen to the end. There's going to be a questionnaire after it, maybe before or maybe during. I don't know. I haven't seen the other side of the podcast, but feel free to type the question in. Feel free to go to my TikTok, and I'll probably post a video with the clip if we want to do this. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in to episode 5 of Lofo's Lounge. You guys are the best. Happy Hump Day. And go have lots of sex. Go have lots and lots of sex. Safely. Peace out, y'all.